Hello everyone and welcome. Today we'll be focusing on the units for Spring Festival 2018. Sadly, there's no free unit this time, only the seasonal banner. Our first new unit is Catria. Spring Catria is a mage knight with 144 BST. Her stat line is aggressive, 32 attack and 35 speed at neutral. Her closest competitors are Ursula, Olwen, and La Rochelle, and I feel like Catria comes out on top. She's both faster and stronger than Olwen, and although she has less attack than La Rochelle, her speed is 4 points higher. Her skills aren't half bad either. Catria's personal weapon is Hugin's Egg, a 14 might tome that grants 3 res and a debuff. If Catria is above half health at the start of her turn, she reduces the attack and defense of the enemy with the lowest res by 5. Her B skill is Chill Res. Why is Chill Res specifically a big deal? The answer is simple. A lot of units tank mages on slim margins. In other words, Chill Res won't have a meaningful impact on dedicated magical tanks like Julia, but it will hurt units and teams that barely scrape by. If your team already has a high res mage tank, then Chill Res probably won't affect you. But for teams that run a lot of units with res in the high 20s or low 30s, it could be a huge pain. Catria's C skill is Drive Speed. Drive Speed is already common, but it's nice to have nevertheless. The cavalry buffs are easy enough to come by, so if you do need to swap this skill out, it won't be very expensive. Catria is a good unit with good skills, but I think most players will be better served with more common options. Spring Catria is a great collector's item and excellent skill fodder, but I wouldn't invest too much into her unless you're willing to go all the way for plus 10. Our next unit is Spring Sharena. Sharena is an infantry green mage with 151 BST. Her offensive stats are almost identical to Nino's, but Sharena's higher res makes her stronger overall. Yes, she does lose 1 point of attack compared to Nino, but that's a small price to pay when you consider the benefits of higher BST and less wasted points in defense. Sharena's default weapon is Munin's Egg, a 14 might tome that grants 3 res and, like Catria, a Chilling Seal style debuff. Sharena's debuff is much better in my opinion. It targets the unit with the lowest speed and reduces their attack and res. It's both a powerful support option and also more relevant to Sharena herself. Spring Sharena has rally attack speed. This dual rally is hard to come by, so if you need it for some reason, now's the chance to get it. Her A skill is Swift Stance, her B skill is Live for Bounty, which to be honest is kind of useless, and her C skill is Res Tactic. The way I see it, Spring Sharena is a unit that is doomed entirely because of availability. She's more flexible than Nino, scores better than Nino, has better stats than Nino, and won't see much use because of Nino. If you aren't willing to invest in Sharena all the way to plus 10, then Nino will just have more stats and outperform her. That said, if you do want to invest in a 5-star exclusive green mage, I think Spring Sharena is one of the better ones. Our third unit for this update is Alphonse. Spring Alphonse is an Axe Cavalier with 157 BST. He's the first Axe Cavalier released since Titania, and he does bring some good stuff to the table. His stat line is unique among Axe Cavalry. He's the only one of the bunch that has both good speed and high attack. If nothing else, this ensures that Alphonse will have a niche on stats alone. His default weapon is the Giant Spoon, a generic axe with the Wodao effect. A lot of people have discussed this already, so I won't spend a bunch of time on it. But it really is frustrating to see inheritable weapons with good effects locked behind seasonal units. Alphonse's A skill is Sturdy Blow, his B skill is Empty, and his C skill is Defense Smoke. If you saw my video on Exalted Crom, then I think you can see some of the obvious synergies Defense Smoke has. Although Defense Smoke is great on melee units, I think it'll truly shine when you pair it with archers. Finally, we have the marquee unit for this banner, Spring Kagero. Spring Kagero is our first flying dagger unit, and her stat line is excellent. She has 150 BST and an impressive 35-34 attack and speed. Her defenses are thin by modern standards, but that doesn't really matter. She's a player phase killer through and through. Her weapon is the Lethal Carrot, a generic dagger with a def res debuff and the Wodao effect built in. Her A skill is Speed Res Bond. Her B skill is Live for Honor. Unlike Live for Bounty, Live for Honor is genuinely useful. It saves you a decent amount of grinding time. Finally, her C skill is Goad Flyers. I would have preferred if this was Fortify Flyers, but it's not bad either way. What else is there to say about Spring Kagero? Well, the simple truth is that dagger units still lag behind archers due to a lack of brave or fire sweep weapons. The lethal carrot is a good option in the meantime, but it's a band-aid, not a solution. Spring Kagero holds her own for now as the only flying unit that can deal physical damage at range, but a flying archer, whenever we get one, is practically guaranteed to overshadow her. Still, Spring Kagero is a strong collector's item, and her weapon guarantees that she will always be useful for skill fodder. Overall, this banner feels like a fodder banner to me. The units are good, but their skills could go a long way to making common units even stronger. If you're a collector or these are your favorites, then by all means pull. I would focus on Kagero first for her novelty, Catria and Alphonse for their SI potential, and then Sharena if you just want some redundancy in your Green Mage roster. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like or subscribing. You can find me on Twitter @DireThunderYT, so feel free to send me cool stuff or just drop by to say hello. As always, I hope to see you next time. Take care.